Hey everyone, welcome back into a video. So, at the Video Game Awards, which was, 1 or 2 days ago, by the time you're watching this video, there has been a confirmation, if I could talk, of the brand new Transformers game that has been leaked for a while. There's been rumors on and off for the last maybe year or so. Heck, there was even some leaked cutscenes on it. So, seemingly those leaks were true. So, we got a little CGI trailer that kind of gives an idea of what we could possibly expect from this game. So let's take a look at the trailer and then we'll kind of go on from there. Until then, here it is.
This ain't working. We should melt it down for ammo. And we're live.
Come on, big guy.
Sequencing at 17%. Loading.
All right. Let's get lucky.
I'm a cowboy on a steel horse I ride. I'm wanted, dead or alive.
So yeah, there's a trailer. So Transformers Reactivate. Pretty interesting trailer, not gonna lie. I did not think it was a Transformers game until I saw the robotic arm. I was like, oh, is this what I think it is? Because it didn't seem like a Transformers game at all. It seemed like something maybe like a Crysis 4 or something like that. But no, it's Transformers. So very interesting, to say the least. So like, what was that all about? What is this enemy? And how in the world do they just utterly dismantle humanity like that? But anyway, let's get to the press release for this, shall we? So this is over on Splash Damage, official website, in their press version anyway. Here we go. Splash Damage announces Transformers Reactivate. World exclusive reveal at the Nick Game Awards offer your first look at a brand new Transformers game. Splash Damage, the developers behind Dirty Bomb, Gears Tactics, Wolfenstein Enemy Territory, announced Transformers Reactivate, a 1-to-4 player online action game. Being developed with collaboration with Hasbro Incorporated, this PC and console co-op game will offer players an opportunity to explore a fresh new story within the Transformers universe. The Game Awards saw the world exclusive reveal, Transformers Reactivate, offering fans a glimpse of what they can expect with a cinematic trailer. The gravest threat to humanity has arrived, and it's already won. Earth is no longer ours, it belongs to them. All we have left is our hope for the Autobots, as we salvage them from the rubble left behind. So seemingly the Autobots have been on Earth for a while, it seems like. And this new Legion, I wonder what they are. And also the 1-to-4 player online co-op game? Online action game? So I want if it's like strictly co-op, or is it kind of like how Gotham Knights operates, where it's single player at its core with optional co-op? So I really wonder what that means. So it's going to be very interesting to see kind of how it plays and all that. But anyway, continuing. Transformers Reactivate will offer players a chance to immerse themselves in the universe like never before. They will get to play as some of their favorite characters, unique, weighty, and powerful, seamlessly converting between vehicle and bot form as they battle the Legion, the greatest threat the Autobots has ever faced. So you're playing as Transformers. Okay. So maybe seemingly you play as Bumblebee first. Kind of like how Fall of Cybertron did, but anyway, continuing. Richard Jolly, CEO of Splash Damage, says, growing up with the G1 Transformers in the 80s means a lot. It will always hold a special place in my heart. It's both an honor and a privilege to work with such a beloved franchise. We know fans have been waiting a long time for a new Transformers game on console and PC, and we are going to give them the experience they deserve. There was one like 2020, but in terms of AAA wise, no, it's been a pretty long time. Anyway, Transformers Reactivate marks a new era for Splash Damage and is being developed and published exclusively by them. As a part of this new era, Splash Damage recently acquired Bulkhead and they've been developing Transformers Reactivate in collaboration with the Derby-based studio. The 500-plus people strong enough and publishing teams at Splash Damage and Bulkhead, they are expanding rapidly, and Transformers Reactivate is one of the several original games currently in development. Eugene Evans, SVP of Business Development and Digital Licensing at Hasbro, says fans have been eagerly waiting on the new game that immerses them into our iconic Transformers universe. we're thrilled to share a first look at one of the game's biggest nights. Splash Damage has an amazing track record, some of the world's most famous IPs, and have a strong creative passion for the Transformers brand. We are confident that Transformers React will be hugely popular with the community and continues the Hasbro Blueprint 2.0 strategy of creating first-class branded entertainment across diverse categories and platforms, including, well, video games. Transformers Reactivate will be available for PC and consoles, with the closed beta planned for 2023. Players can sign up right now at PlayTFR for future updates. And if I do get into that, I will definitely be playing that, because I'm very curious in Transformers Reactivate. It's intriguing so far, but I guess time will tell, and based on how the game plays, since, it was a cinematic trailer, so we can't really judge anything. Like, is it first person? Third person? I'm guessing based on the past Transformers games, it's third person, but it would be kind of weird if it was first, not gonna lie. So, it's gonna be interesting to see kind of how this all plays out. Now then, we have two pieces of key art to go over before we get into, any more. So without further ado, let's go. So the first off, we have a look at this. So if we have a first look at New York City, because that's actually where this is based on. Keep that in mind. Take a look on the Liberty, the head of the Liberty statue. There's where it says, "Are all dead?" Maybe that's a question humanity's answering themselves about the Autobots. And if you look very closely, you can actually see some enemies. So seemingly these are combatants of the Legion that we'll be fighting in the game, and assumingly in the campaign or whatnot. I wonder. You can see an Autobot, on the floor, among all the rubble. I wonder if that's Bumblebee, maybe, because I think that's the Autobot we saw at the end of the trailer. That's being reactivated. Seemingly, we'll be starting the game out as Bumblebee, it seems like. But anyway, and I wonder what looks like some kind of big, massive thing in the background. Like, huge. Who knows what that is? Some kind of weapon or something? Who really knows? But anyway, moving on. Now we got this one, which is, just seemingly just buried Autobot, it seems, because you can see by the logo, obviously, that's Autobot. It seemingly like something the name of a street, and because this is New York City after all, so they're obviously going with Earth again instead of like the two infamous Cybertron games where those were in Cybertron. I didn't play Rise of Darkspark. I heard that game wasn't very good, so I kind of skipped on that one. So take that what you will. Now we can get to where the leaks come in. Because there's actually been leaks for various Transformers, like Bumblebee, Megatron, and Optimus. So obviously, those are characters confirmed, obviously. I mean, come on. You're going to have Optimus and Megatron in the game. Come on. There was, no doubt about it. Anyway, here's Bumblebee first. So, it's seemingly just based on that quote from one of the people involved in the game. They're basing them based on G1. Just going by, and it seemingly that the Bumblebee looks pretty good, I would say here. We see his vehicle form, which I like. I'm not quite sure what type of vehicle that is. Kind of looks like a buggy or something. I don't know though. I'm not that good with naming vehicles just on the top of my head, but anyway, still looks pretty cool. Now let's move on to the next character that we have to look at, which is Megatron. So, as you can see here, he's got his weapons on his back. Seemingly, Megatron. I don't really have anything negative to say about this image right here. So, moving on. Now we have his tank form. So, for the vehicle form, they're going with the tank again. Which I kind of get why, because, that's especially in recent games, that's what Megatron has used for his vehicle form, so it's not exactly surprising they would use the tank form here. But would have been nice if they went back for the more traditional, but I kind of understand why they went with the tank again. I imagine it's out of their hands, out of Splash Damage's hands, but it is what it is. Still cool though. Nice. And here's another look at his vehicle form from the back. Nothing too much to see here. Moving on. Now Now, finally, we have a look at Optimus. As you can see here, obviously, it seems like they're going with the more G1 look. At least, that's just what I'm getting from it. Now, let's take a look at its vehicle form. The typical semi-truck, obviously. And here's another look at it. So, yeah, they definitely have done their homework. I'd say they did a pretty good job, overall, with designing the Transformers. So, good job there. I'm very happy to see. I'm happy with what I'm seeing so far. Anyway, and we got one final thing to look at, which, due to some kind of leak I've seen, we actually have some voice actors that's being named, and it seems like they're bringing back the Transformers Prime voice actors from that TV show. I think it started in like the 2010s, which, by the way, if you haven't seen that show yet, go check it out. Like, if you like Transformers, I highly recommend Transformers Prime, even though it's a show based around kids. Some episodes have like some dark themes in it. It's really good. Like, I highly recommend it. But anyway, let's continue. So here are the names. Peter Cullen, obviously Optimus, Frank Welker, Megatron, Jeffrey Combs, I believe he was Bumblebee, Will Friedle. I saw Ratchet in the trailer, so maybe that's who Ratchet is. Steve Blum, who is Ironhide, David Subloff, and others. So, that's kind of seemingly everything we know, at least to my knowledge. Oh, before I forget, the lead cutscenes that I think I mentioned earlier, those also had Shockwave and Soundwave in them, so those two are in the game as well. So we know 3 or 4 Autobots and like 3 Decepticons. So I wonder how the Decepticons is going to play into the whole Legion thing. Going to be very interesting, and also like how the game will play and all that. But seemingly, it'll be obviously be utilizing both, both bot form and your vehicle form, obviously. So I'm very curious to see what happens here. But all in all, nothing really too much nowadays to go on based on what we know. But yeah, to say I'm optimistic about this game, I'm very curious. I mean, Splash Damage has some games under their belt, like they mentioned. They also help. They haven't made a game. They not just made games. They've actually supported studios in the past. Like, for instance, they helped 343 with the Master Chief Collection, for example. Because I believe they did the ports of like Halo 3 and 4 for the collection. I believe they also helped with the PC versions of those too. So they have some credibility under the belt. Obviously, Gears Tactics, which came out in 2020, if I remember correctly, which that sounds about right. Yeah, that sounds about right. So they have some credibility under their belt. So it's going to be interesting to see how they handle a Transformers game. And as for the fact that it's an online game, I hope they do it right. So, hopefully, because there's been a lot of live services that haven't done great. And there's a certain one that's seemingly finally getting back on its feet finally. Looking at you, Halo Infinite. But yeah, seems like they're doing a closed beta. So if I get in, I will definitely be covering that if we are allowed to use gameplay footage for it. I'll probably do like a hands-on impressions of it. But other than that though, there's nothing really too much else to say about this point. But to say I'm excited that it's finally a new AAA quality Transformers game. Yeah, I'm pretty excited about this. So anyway, what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comment section below. And if you like this video, hit the like button. And consider hitting that sub button so you do not miss out any more videos. And I'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.